Today we're checking out the Cognito Motorsports ball joint SM series upper control arms for the 2014 to 18 Silverado and Sierra 1500 with the stock cast aluminum or stamped steel control arms. If you have leveled or lifted your truck and you want the front suspension to work better with that setup, this is the kind of upgrade that can make a real difference. This is built to improve your geometry, your droop travel, and overall front end performance instead of just leaving the stock arms to do a job that they were never really meant for. These upper control arms are designed for leveled and lifted applications, and the big difference here is getting that front suspension back into a better working range. These are going to give you a corrected ball joint angle and improve allowable droop travel, which is exactly the kind of thing that helps the truck feel more sorted out once the ride height has been changed. That's going to make these a smart option for a daily driver, a weekend truck, or even more serious builds that need better suspension function instead of just a stance change. These are also going to use polyurethane bushings, which is a nice upgrade over the stock style rubber for somebody wanting stronger durability and a more controlled performance over time. Another important detail is that these are made in the USA and they're backed by a lifetime warranty, so they feel more like a premium suspension solution instead of just a basic replacement arm. When it comes to the construction on this, you are getting upper control arms with ball joints, polyurethane bushings, and a gloss black powder coat finish. That powder coat finish is going to fight corrosion and keeps the arms looking good under the truck, while the upgraded bushings and a corrected ball joint design are a big part of what makes these a more purpose-built suspension part for leveled and lifted use. As far as the pricing goes on these, they're coming in right at the mid $600 price range. That definitely puts it above a budget replacement part, but it makes sense because you're getting a lift-friendly control arm upgrade with corrected geometry, better travel, upgraded bushings, and a more premium construction than that factory setup. When it comes to the install on these, they're going to get rated a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. You can get the job done in just 2 hours of your time. Now, let's see exactly how this install process goes with a quick video from one of our AmericanTrucks customers.
These are the tools that I used to complete the job today. A breaker bar with a 7/8 socket to remove my wheel and tire. Obviously, I used a jack and jack stand to support the vehicle and lift it. Once I got the tire off, I used bungee cords to support my disc brake assembly. This way, whenever I did remove my ball joint, it wouldn't allow it to fall forward, putting tension on the brake hose and wheel speed sensor. I used my adjustable wrench to remove my ball joint nut, and then I used the adjustable wrench and a 13/16 to remove the bolt holding the upper control arm on at the camber adjustment point. I used a hammer to deliver shocks to the knuckle, releasing the ball joint. I used a number 10 socket with a ratchet to remove the screw holding the brake line and wheel speed sensor to the OEM control arm. So only time you need to use this. And I used my number 13's 2 ratchets to install my ball joints. Once I was done with that, I used a 7/16 to attach the new hardware to support my cables back to the upper control arm. While doing all this, you're gonna have to use a couple other tools like a cutoff. I used a grinder. You can also use a sawzall. This is to remove the upper control arm bump stop on the bottom, and then also a little bit of like an ear going up into the shock pocket. This is called out on the instructions to keep your warranty. I unfortunately had to enlarge my hole. I found online, not in the instructions, to use a 9/16. This wasn't enough for the ball joint to be clearanced. I spoke with their tech department. Didn't quite get the answer I needed. Didn't really get an answer yet, but I used a tapered reamer to enlarge the hole on the knuckle. This allowed my ball joint to sit further down. This was able to allow me to reach success. A file is nice to use whenever you do any cutting in metal. This way you're smoothing out some of those sharp edges so you don't cut yourself later on. I used WD-40 while I was doing any of my drilling, and some snips to remove any tails from our zip ties. Hi, today we're going to be adding a Cognito upper control arm to a 2014 Chevy Silverado. Since it does, your through bolt is kind of like a D, so that camber adjustment fits in there a certain way. I'll show you in just a moment. I'm going to get this sucker out of here. So, if you can see, your camber nut has a flat side to it. This way, this only fits a certain way. It can't slide on there. Allows you to shift up or down, rotating that. Again, set it to the same side that you took it off. And that's really just to make sure when it's the side it's spent its life. Let's put it back where it belongs. All right, once we got that loose, set it to the side. Control arm. Next thing we're gonna do is in the Cognito instruction manual, you're going to take this lower control arm bump stop off. This allows for free travel of your control arm to go up and down. And then it also asks you to cut kind of the ear right here on this, because when your control arm goes up on your pocket up here, it will hit in this area. In order to not void your warranty, you're going to have to cut these items off. Got our face shield. Gonna use a combination of a grinder and a Sawzall to remove this. Gonna add some ear protection. So I've gone ahead and used a Sawzall on this side, or a grinder on this side. I find it easier to get in here. This area is a little bit harder with the strut in the way, so I'm gonna use a Sawzall. I think we're gonna use a grinder and cut this right here. I need to find a way to hold my cable up out of the way. I use a zip tie from my previously failed attempt. And let's get this thing cut. I'm gonna take this moment just to verify with the instructions that I'm cutting the right side. Glad I did. It's gonna be the front. Right there. This side should have come in contact. So we're gonna lop off a little bit of that ear. Go ahead and take either a flat disc, file, whatever you need. You're gonna be in here later, or the guy aligning it. You don't need anybody cutting themselves. And all I'm really doing is knocking off the sharp edges on things. At this point, you're gonna wanna take some black spray paint. You don't wanna leave your metal raw. Just gonna ask it to rust. Each control arm is labeled with a sticker, so kind of dummy proof. This one's left, this is my driver's side. We're gonna go ahead and line it up. Get it inside our hole. We're going to take make sure your cables are all on the right side. I don't feel like unplugging everything, plugging it back in. So get that where it needs to go. Looking good. Slide this back so I can get it back where it goes. Bolts lined up and back in the hole. So as far as your holes, we're just gonna slide this back here. You can see it's a very tight fit with the strut in place, so if you got them big meaty paws, you're not gonna get this in there very easily. In there goes. Again, put your camber guide here. Make sure you line it up. Slide your bolt all the way in. Clean off the guide for the outside. Put it on the directional way. And we're going to, while we have everything finger tight, we'll grab our wrenches. So you're gonna wanna line up where we pre-marked our arms here. That piece of paint, we wanna mark that up, line that up with our tab. So when we're tightening it, we want that to stay in place. Because that's our old mark and our old set point. So I'm driving this straight to the alignment shop. So now one thing I realized while doing the passenger side is in the instructions, it tells you that you may have to enlarge the knuckle ball joint receptacle. In other words, this hole in the top of the knuckle that your ball joint goes down into. That's 100% true. Now, one thing that they didn't know, or I'm not sure if it's just some Chevys, is I have a different size ball joint. So the one that comes with it is larger than this one. I had to buy a tapered reamer so that I can go down into this hole and enlarge it to receive this new ball joint. Give you a demonstration. So for starters, you're not gonna fit all the way through your hole. Using a 9/16 drill bit, you'll be able to pop out the bottom, but you're still not gonna be able to go all the way. And take it slow. I measured my depth when I did the other side, the passenger side, and I put some lines on here. This is my current depth, this pencil line. We're gonna get it down to this one. This is gonna allow us to get our castle nut further down on here and still get my cotter pin in. To your drill and just send it home. Heat treating things here. So now this thing eats, so take your time, drill your hole, and then we're gonna check and see if we've reached our line. And that's perfect. So now what I'm gonna do, there's no need to paint this. These two mating surfaces, they're meant to sit tight to each other, right? They're not meant to move. This should never be spinning all around in there. It's gonna fit snug. So we're gonna dust off, get all our burrs off of here, get all that excess metal. Then we're going to install this to our upper control arm. I'm gonna drop one in. Make sure you put your washer on the top and the bottom. So I'm gonna push this up, make it easier. Go. Now I just like to snug these up all the way around before I fully tighten them, just to make sure everything's gonna line up. All right, we got everything in. We're gonna make sure our ball joint's centered inside of the hole for it. Everything's looking good. Let's go ahead and tighten it up. All right. No reason to He-Man these on, but do give them some oomph. There's a torque spec. I don't have a torque wrench, so I just go with brute strength. All right, now we're at the point. We're gonna make sure we get all of our cables to the right side that we want them to be supported on. There is a nice bolt hole that they provide with the hardware, so that way we can go ahead and put these together again. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna rotate this up, lift our ball joint, and control arm. I have to kind of flex it around until it fully seats. Let me grab our washer and our castle nut. We'll just use our speed wrench here, our adjustable wrench to get us on. Now you don't have to fully seat this by hand. Once you do start tightening everything, as you can see, it's starting to seat further and further down each time I rotate, so that's a good sign. These are a unique ball joint. They don't have a dust cover. It makes them look a little bit weird. But hey, I'm no engineer. And these Cognito ball joints are modeled after a Moog
6292, I believe. So if you do need to change them out, Cognito will give you the part number that they mimicked their ball joints after. Although these Cognitos, they look pretty sleek. Now you're just gonna rotate this, and it's not gonna want to go any further down. You know, it's a tapered hole, so it'll only seat as far as the metal lets it. This thing ain't stretching. So I get it as far as I can. Let's grab our cotter pin, and we are going to insert that. Once you got that cotter pin in, you're gonna open it up and, if need be, cut off any extra. This is just gonna ensure your nut doesn't back off. To re-secure your line here on top, I'm gonna grab, I previously used some clamps, and we are going to drop those through, good to go, and add our nut to the bottom. All right, I'm gonna take two 7/16 ratchets, snug things up. This doesn't need to be very tight. Again, all that is doing is holding your cables. Kit does come with some zip ties. We're gonna add a couple right here just to keep things looking clean. I'm gonna add one in this location. Gotta hurry, our baby's crying in there. And right here. Snip our excess. And at this point, we're done with our install. Last thing we're gonna have to do is add grease here. And again, you're gonna take this vehicle to get aligned. They'll true everything up, and you should be good to go.
That's going to wrap up our review and install of the Cognito Motorsports ball joint SM Series upper control arms for the 2014 to 18 Silverado and Sierra 1500 with the stock cast aluminum or stamped steel control arms. And for all things trucks, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.